Here to help us remember the one and only Ozzy Osbourne, we are joined by the one and only DJ Paul Gambaccini. Gambo, so nice to see you.
Hi, Dermot.
Lovely to see you.
Yes.
Gambo, tell us about Black Sabbath in terms of how important a band they were when they first came out.
They were one of two groups who had the first heavy metal hits, the other being Deep Purple. Their hit was Paranoid, of course. And throughout the years, all metal bands paid homage by touring under the title Ozzfest.
Right.
And down to that very last gig in Birmingham, they were all turning out for him.
Yeah.
And obviously this is a massive, massive moment. It's going to have a massive impact on the music industry. As someone who's chronicled music throughout your life, what impact do you see this having?
Well, very rarely does an artist introduce a genre. You can remember that Rock the Boat and Rock Your Baby introduced disco. It's of that magnitude.
Yes.
And that does not happen very often.
No.
Wow.
And in terms of the success as well, to have success both sides of the pond, as you know so well, is such a... It's like lightning in a bottle. It's quite unique, isn't it, to be able to break both sides of the Atlantic?
Yes, sort of like they were the Beatles of metal.
Right, yeah. And at the time, when Black Sabbath first came out, had we heard anything like it back then?
No, and veterans in the business just wrote them off as teenage novelties, but they weren't, of course.
Yeah.
Just remind us of the time when they came out. What was it like? What was the time and the generation? What was everyone thinking about?
What was happening? Of course, there was the Vietnam War protests. That was a big deal. And there were the cries for racial equality, which had not yet been achieved. And reggae was big in this country. And we had bubblegum. You know, you remember the Sweet and people like that.
Yeah. How do you think he'll be remembered? As a trailblazer?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You know, only one person can introduce a genre.
Yeah.
And that's what he did.
Yeah. Did you ever meet him at all?
Oh, yes.
Did you?
He was a real sweet guy. I had turned up at a time before he had been told, so I was waiting for him, and he was so apologetic, Sabbath was so apologetic, that his drummer, Bill Ward, sent me a suite of dining room chairs as an apology.
Right.
People should be late for me more often.
Yeah. What you have to realise about Paul is he's literally met everyone.
Really?
Everyone.
Paul?
Well, yes, because I was on the programmes in which I interviewed the stars for Radios 1 and 2, so I did meet everyone.
Yeah. We've got some lovely comments here. I met Ozzy 3 times in my life, once in 2010, again just last weekend. The moments I'll never forget. That's from Charlotte.
Let's have a look. And Neil's got in touch. I met him 3 times over the years. He meant so much to me. I was lucky enough to see Black Sabbath 9 times and Ozzy solo 6 times. Oh, my goodness. Back in the beginning was emotional. There wasn't a dry eye in the stadium. Rest in peace, Ozzy. From one Birmingham lad to another.
Paul, did you get to see them live yourself?
No, I never did. It's funny, when you see people on TV, you forget that you haven't seen them live.
It's like,
Kind of like you, really.
Yeah.
Tanya's got in touch. Look at this. People loved him so much, they even got tattoos. And this is Tanya's tattoo. What a legend. Rest in peace, Ozzy. My husband had a tattoo done a few years ago of him. It's exactly the same, isn't it? It's unbelievable.
Paul, thank you.
You're
great
very
to get
welcome.
your insights. Great to see you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's lovely to see you, Paul. Lovely to see
See you back at the fort.
Keep on keeping on. All right, time to get the thoughts of Tom Swarbrick and Camilla Tominey to discuss more of today's headlines. We obviously start with Ozzy.
It's so sad, isn't
I know.
it?
How do you feel as a Brumie?
A massive... Do you want to know something? I'm going to tell you something now. I had a message from Jack saying, come to the concert.
Wow.
I didn't see the message. He said, my mum wants to extend this invitation. I didn't see the message. And literally, I looked at it today and I missed it. I feel so bad because I could have gone to see him. And I'm so sad. But I did watch the concert and I thought it was unbelievable.
Well, also, I think your heart naturally goes out to Sharon.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been together for such a long time. I was just reading his whole biography and how she met him because her father was managing them and then she managed the solo career. But also her management of him and some of his problems and his addiction issues and all the rest of it. Yeah. And we saw her patients tested repeatedly, didn't we?
Well, that Osbourne Osbournes programme, I mean, aside from the
so
music,
good.
that was when I as a teenager, that was social currency.
Yes,
if
it
you
was,
weren't
yeah.
watching that, you couldn't talk in the playground about it at school. And it was absolutely
And obviously
massive.
we saw Kelly, we saw Jack, and there was another child, Amy. As
Yeah,
well.
she didn't want to be in the
She didn't
limelight
want to
at
be in
all.
the limelight.
And he had 3 children from his first marriage.
Yes.
So he's a father of 6. Can I just share this anecdote that I found in one of the... I think it's on his wiki, right?
Is it clean?
It's fairly clean. This was when Sharon accompanied him in 1981 to meet a music executive in Germany. Intoxicated, he decided to lighten the mood by performing a striptease on the table and then kissing the record executive on the lips. According to his wife Sharon, however, he had actually performed a goose step up and down the table and urinated in the executive's wine. It was too drunk to remember.
Oh my God!
What I'm saying is some of these
Different
tales,
time.
some of these tales about him will always be legendary. Obviously, the biting the head off a bat on stage and all the rest of it. But that was juxtaposed, that whole Black Sabbath image of him being, you know, this kind of like figure of darkness, this Prince of Darkness, was juxtaposed by his mild-mannered nature, family-orientatedness. I mean, the kind of guy that you might see in Birmingham and just bump into and have a chat with.
I think that's the beauty of music, is the facade of it.
Yes.
Because behind it, there's most people are just
normal.
lovely, normal
Just
people,
normal
right?
people,
And
You met him, didn't you,
yeah, a few
Dermot?
times. I was really lucky. We did Judges' houses a few times at the Osbournes house, and quite often when we're doing X Factor, you'd go to a nice hotel and we'd say it's Judges' houses, and that was kind of behind the candelabra, right? But Simon's house and Sharon's house, quite often you literally went to their house. And Sharon's house was amazing because they moved a lot at the time, so you'd always go to a different house. But she would be, you'd be brought into this scene of brilliant domesticity where they were like lovebirds. They were literally like doves, like with each other. It was so sweet to see. And it was, as soon as you walked into the house, you walked into a home. You walked into a family full of love.
Yes.
You could tell it was everything from the pictures.
It's not a show home.
No.
It's lived in.
So it was beautiful, but it was lived in.
Yeah.
And so you'd go into like all the wonderful insanity of the Osbournes. It would be dogs everywhere, cats climbing on walls, you know, like loads of staff, but but not like staff. They'd be part of the family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And Ozzy would just, you know, you could be filming like Sharon deliberating, and Ozzy would just be shuffling in the background, going, you know. He was always sort of bemused by the X Factor crew being there, but always so lovely with us. And then once I went to the toilet. I was trying to find the toilet, and I went up, and I ended up taking the wrong turn. I ended up in his study, and I was like, "Oh God, I shouldn't be in here." And then he sort of crept out and bumped into him. And was like, "Oh no, right, come on, let me show you what's going on there." He was honestly, he was the really loveliest guy. I've got one story, which I sort of rarely tell, but it's such a funny story. And we were in, we used to when Simon went to America, we just kept better hours, basically.
Yeah.
We finished on Sundays, and we could go out for dinner. So we quite often went out. So it was mine and Gary's idea. We all go out for different dinners, right? Everyone hosted dinner. So after the show on Sunday night. So one we went to this beautiful Italian restaurant in the middle of central London, and we're all sat there. And I've got where I'm sat, I've got the eye of the maitre d' and the waiter outside, yeah? So they're going around the table, taking everyone's order, and they go, you know, I'd like a carbonara or I'd like cacio de pepe or whatever. And they get to Ozzy. And Ozzy goes, I want a chicken curry. And you can see the waiter just go, what? And he goes, I want a chicken. And then Sharon's got the dog there. Get on, what? He wants a chicken curry. Get him a chicken curry. So then I see the waiter go out and speak to the maitre d', and it's just this brilliant kind of non-verbal Italian meltdown outside going. And then the next thing I know, 5 minutes later, this chicken curry turns up. Like, I don't know whether the
probably
Italian chef
ordered it
put
out.
Together or they've ordered it out.
That's so
Ozzy,
sweet.
happy as Larry, just shoveling his chicken curry down.
Got to give him the man what he wants.
Brilliant.
If Ozzy Osbourne wants a chicken curry in an Italian restaurant, he has a
chicken
chicken
curry.
curry in an Italian restaurant.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.